At the time of this experience, I was a 16-year-old boy who was in a band. The band was located quite far away, so I had to travel a long distance to get to my classes. I would have to take a long bus ride at around 5 p.m. each time I had a class. Like usual, I left on time and was waiting for my bus. When it arrived, I got on and noticed the bus was emptier than usual. I didn't complain though, because it meant I could pick a nice window seat. I was listening to some music and looking out the window when I realized that the bus was going in the wrong direction. I assumed the driver was taking a different route because of some traffic issues or something, so I didn't say anything. Slowly, I realized the bus was just bringing me further away from my destination, so at the next stop, I got off. I was in the middle of nowhere. I pulled out my phone to find directions to get to band practice anyway, and started my journey walking down a pitch-black road. It gets dark very quickly where I live, so I was a bit scared to be out there all alone in the middle of nowhere. After around 30 minutes of walking through mud and random roads, I found out that the only way to get to my band practice was to cross a very busy highway. I turned around because there was no way in hell I was crossing that death trap. I called a friend to pick me up and take me home because I was already too late, and it wasn't worth going to the band at that point. As I was having this phone call, a dark silver car drove past me, but then it stopped, did a U-turn, and pulled up quite a bit behind me with all the lights off. I instantly got that bad feeling in my stomach, and I knew something was about to happen. I tried to play it off cool to avoid escalating the situation and ignored them. I didn't mention anything to my friend because I was sure they could hear all the words that came out of my mouth. I noticed one of the people in the car snap a photo of me. I could tell because his phone flashlight was on. My friend sent me the address of a nearby spot where he was going to pick me up, so I started heading to that location. As soon as I started moving, the car turned on its lights and drove away. I walked as quickly as I could because I had a gut feeling this wasn't over yet. I got to the pickup place and started waiting, still on the call with my friend. I've had pretty bad paranoia all my life, and I try to have a solution for pretty much every issue I might face. My gut told me to act, or I would become one of those missing person cases. I decided to hide in a bush while I waited for my friend to arrive. Then, the silence got broken by the sound of a car approaching. The same car came back up the road looking for me. It went up and down the road multiple times. Each time I got scared and tried to stay as still as possible. It was obvious by now that they were looking for me. I didn't know what their intentions were, but I assumed the worst. The car came back towards me for the last time and then stopped about 2 car lengths away. 3 dirty-looking men exited the car and began searching for me. I ended the call with my friend and tried to stay as quiet as possible. They were searching for me in the bushes opposite to me, calling out for me at the same time while singing and saying phrases like, "Come out, little boy. We'll find you wherever you are." I was genuinely terrified and shaking at this point. I started losing hope and thought my life was about to end in this disgusting way. After about 10 minutes of them searching through the wrong bushes, another car slowly started coming up the road. The men quickly ran back to their car and drove off. I was silently crying at this point. Luckily, the car that was coming was my friend who was picking me up. I made it back safe and sound, but I can't stop thinking about what might have happened if they had actually found me. I think my paranoia might have saved my life that day. The fact that my gut feeling told me to hide in the bushes, even though the car wasn't nearby. I thank God every single day. Stay safe.